Hey yo everyone, welcome to a new video, another Friday, another week of events, and we are here to do another review. As I mentioned last week, my goal with these kinds of videos is to not only help new players, but also keep a track of the events on YouTube itself. I know it will get to a point where the events will be repetitive, especially with the Happy Exchange. It's usually always the same thing on Friday with the exception of the Overlord stickers used. The Overlord stickers in this section have a 2-week rotation, which means that Tapu Fini is here this week, and 2 weeks later it will be here again, but hopefully there will be different events along the weeks so that we can cover new stuff. And that exactly happened today, which there's something that we have not seen in a very long time, which are mounts available to exchange, both for recharges and for free-to-play players. And also there's a sneaky little costume here. Quickly before we start, just remember, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, you want to support the channel, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't. Also, the team arena is going to open tomorrow. Talk with your friends, get ready for that. You need a team of 3 players, so you might yourself just get ready for it. So what is going on this week? I wake up and one of the things that I do is I always take a look on Discord, and the first thing that I see is a freaking Pikachu mount, and I was like, oh my god, okay, new stuff, let's go. New stuff. We open the Miracle Exchange, and we can see that we have Moon Mount badges and Sun Mount badges, 160 of them, and we have costume coupons and Pikachu. If we look at the Mount section, it is on the Mount skin that you have access to those skins. So to be able to have a Dynamax Pikachu mount, you need to have a Rhyhorn mount, which honestly everybody does. But the problem is, Lunala and Solgaleo, if you want to have those and to use those, you need to have yourself already a Kyogre mount, which I honestly only got recently. Right now it's level 52, I've been leveling up with only gold, and I only obtained Kyogre recently, so I imagine that a lot of players that are not like big whales, they don't have Kyogre mount. Even if you are a whale enough, you need to have the Kyogre mount in order to be able to use the Moon and the Sun mount badges. Not just for that, they are locked behind a recharge, which means that in order to use this exchange, you need to recharge 500 diamonds, which is not the thing that I'm most... I'm not that big of a fan of this option, because you already recharge for the firebooks, so why would you have to recharge again? You know what I mean? It feels like a little bit of a forced option, but 500 diamonds, it's around $10. Myself, I'm going to recharge for the Ultra Sun, and if we go over here and check the Ultra Sun, it's not Ultra Sun, my bad, it's a Solgaleo, and Solgaleo increases 10% Steel type and Electric type skill damage. Of course, this is not Steel type, is not going to steal anything, it's Steel. But one of the things that I want to test later on stream is this actually increasing only Steel type damage, or will it also increase any other skill damage of the other Steel type Pokemon? What I mean, for example, let's take a look at Aggron. Aggron has a Rock type attacks, has Steel type attacks. Now, if I purchase that costume, will it only increase the damage of my Steel type moves, as it says in the description, or will it also increase the damage of my other type of moves because I am a Steel type Pokemon? This question is very important because of Zacian. We have a Dark type, we have a Fairy type, we have a Fighting type, and we have an Infinite type skill. But the group skill, which is the skill that you get extra with a health item, is Steel type. So if we purchase that costume, which is still 500 firebooks, so it's still quite a decent amount, we have the risk of only increasing the damage. And it's this costume, by the way, the Sun Mount. We have the risk of only increasing the damage of the group move of Sword. And I'm not very much of a fan of increasing the damage of only the group move of Sword for 500 firebooks. It's still a damage increase, don't get me wrong, it's still awesome, but 500 firebooks, it's a lot. But as I said, I will exchange this, and I will be testing it later on stream. So if you are interested, just show up later. At around 9 PM London time, I will be streaming here on YouTube. But besides that, we also have a costume, a Leon costume. If we go and check and see what a Leon does, it's not in battle stats, which is very disappointing. It's still a lot of stats, a lot of base stats. This is like furniture. Imagine that you would be purchasing furniture with these stats. it's still worth it in a way according to what all the other furnitures provide nowadays, but it's not something that I would exchange if I am limited on my firebooks, because this costs me 300 firebooks, so it would be a whale only item. I would not recommend this to anybody unless you are a big whale. And let's moving on, the most important part over here, Dynamax Pikachu Mount, okay? If you have 2000 Unishards, you need to get this. Not only this is the first time, I believe, in a very long time, more than 6 months, that we have seen the Dynamax Pikachu Mount on events. I have not seen, do you see any Dynamax Pikachu users over here? No, there's Xerneas, there's Kyogres, there's no Dynamax Pikachu anywhere. After this day, after this week, there will be Dynamax Pikachu everywhere. Dynamax Pikachu provides in-battle HP and speed by 6%, and because it's in battle, it is going to be massive. If you want to join later on stream, I will also test this out so that you guys can see the stat difference. There's nothing much else going on interesting on this week's events. We also have the Advanced Capsule Gift. By the way, I'll be posting the Advanced Capsule Gift on Pokeland Legends Club, as usual, around 10 to 15 minutes after this video is uploaded. There's the Lodo, there is the Recharge Gift, no changes over there. There is a cross-server recharge event going on this week, but I believe like the values will not reach that high unless you are one of these top 3 guys that already recharged $200. What? But there's no event to justify for that, but well, people do have money. And then we have the cross-server consumption ranking with normal Hoopa shards. By the way, Hoopa is not meta anymore. They should change Hoopa. They should change the events, okay? Like, Hoopa does not deserve the spot. I would rather have a sword here from the start of the new servers, because it would make the new servers a little bit more interesting. It will just separate the big Giga Whales apart from everybody else, and people would be forced to play other teams other than Sword and Shield. Yes, I would be an advocate for that, but yes, like, they need to remove Hoopa shards from here. It's interesting if I see a Hoopa player, especially if I see an Overlord Hoopa player, would be interesting. Would be a long-term goal of this account, maybe one day achieving Overlord Hoopa stickers, but I'm not going to actively recharge or spend for it in any way or form. And just to finish the video with a quick review of the rest of the exchange for the new players. Overlord Tapu Fini, very good fairy type buffer. You need 300 Overlord stickers, but it's quite cheap. If you have a fairy type team or something like a sword and you don't have Melmetal, go for Tapu Fini. Overlord Pheromosa, I personally like her a lot, fits very well in a bug team. Overlord Heatran, I'm not that big of a fan unless it's Resonance. Then we have Overlord Latios and Overlord Latias. Now, Overlord Latios and Latias are basically one of the most common Overlords because they can fit on any team. And then we have Marshmallow Overlord. It's a high investment Pokemon, but it's only worth it if you really like Marshmallow. But if you really enjoy Marshmallow, you could try and play it, and could be like a long-term investment of your account. The reason why I say it's a long-term investment Pokemon is because Marshmallow requires, where is it? Skill breakthrough. And if you have everything golden on his skills, it actually outputs a decent amount of damage. So it's a long-term investment Pokemon in my opinion. It's not something I would play myself. Overlord Lugia, a lot of people don't recommend because it gets outscaled, especially if you are going against tanks and going against steel-type Pokemon. Lugia will not do anything, but if you are going against types that are not resistant to flying, Lugia performs actually very nice. Overlord Ho-Oh, very good buffer, especially if you have a flying team. I would honestly recommend going for Ho-Oh. And then we have Raikou, Lunala, nothing much interesting, unless you need Overlord Zoroark for a dark type team. Other than that, we also have the Delibird transport coupons as usual, that if you recharge and you get yourself some extra Groundon books, Delibird transport coupons are freaking amazing in order to get you more Unishards on the transport. That is pretty much it for the review of this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and enjoy your Dynamax Pikachu, okay? Go away, bye.